surrounded obviously by quality players in Seattle who are veterans, and Philly too at your position. What's it like for you being really the only established veteran who has a large body of good work on this team at your position? Do you like that responsibility?
Um, it's a responsibility. It has to be accepted regardless of if I like it or not. But I think it's one of those things where you get these young guys, you can mold them, and you can create something like how we had at Seattle, something similar to that. So, yeah, I mean that's I'm looking forward to it.
I heard you've been one of the stars of the early practices. That's what your coach said.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't gotten too many my hands on the ball. That's kind of like what I judge as you know star, but sure.
He said you've been having some good battles with Devontae Parker.
Yes, me and him have been having good battles. He's a great player. Not only him, he's Kenny Stills and you got Jarvis Landry. Like those three guys, they could be very special. As a core. Um, but yeah, me and Parker have been having good battles. He's a strong kid. He can go up and get the ball too. Good ball skills.
Byron, I know you guys haven't gotten in pads or anything. How are you able to use your press coverage now, and are you glad that that is required of you again?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, I press a little bit in Philly, but I think that's one of my strengths in my game, or what I do. So um, looking forward to like just going and getting pressed and then just playing that. You know what I'm saying? But
Can you use those skills out here now with what you guys are doing?
um, you can use them a little, but you don't got pads on, so it's a lot easier to get skinny. You can't really punch them and like, get real physical as you would like, but it's a good way to train and work on your technique too at the same time because you can't just rely on pads. You got to rely on moving your feet, which is that's what you how you press. So yeah, it's good work out there right now.
I guess it would be human nature for any player who's traded to maybe feel like they have something to prove with their new team. Do you feel that way at all?
I always got to feel like I got something to prove, but definitely. I mean, you're a new guy in the locker room. Everybody's looking at you like, what can you do? Um, and they watch football like every day. My season, just the season I had, just wasn't good. Well, it was the beginning of the season. So, I always feel like I got something to prove though. It's things on my list I need to do. I feel like I need to do as a player, NFL player, and it's year six, so it's way more stuff to prove, man. I got a lot of years.
And you mentioned at the beginning of the season, a lot of people focused on that. Obviously, you had a very tough matchup in week one. It seems like you played well as the season went on. Was that your perception of it? That maybe last year you were sort of sold short in terms of how you played overall?
And regardless of how it was sold or whatever, that's what happened. I mean, we you do as a player in this NFL. If your team is not doing well, you're not doing well. So that's how I look at it, and that's the way it is.
What's your early thoughts on the rookie Xavier Howard? Think he's going to fit in well with this scheme?
Yeah, I really do think he was. He's athletic. He's just born to be a corner, man. Um, he's just athletic. He's just is. It's a natural gift. You can see it in his hips and how the way he moves.
Byron, we talked to Tony Lippett, I guess last week about being a big corner. Xavier and Tony, do you give them any tips on being big and using your size and strength, or do you kind of let them figure that out on their own?
Nah, I mean, if they come to me and ask me a question, but I'm more just I lead by example. That's the best way to do it. And if they ask me a question and I can give them feedback, um, I think that's the best way of going about things. Just and then just because obviously if they ask you a question, they need the info. But if they don't, just let them rock.
What do you do to be a big corner? Like, how do you use your size? Is it being physical? Is it footwork? Is it hands? How do you become a big? How do you use your size to your advantage?
Honestly, I just feel like I get big at the top of the route when the ball skills. I like to think of myself as a as a rebounder when the ball is coming, like boxing out and just going up and get the ball. Um, that's how I think my game, like when I think about it.
Ace has talked a couple of times about how you got him pretty good in a couple of matchups you had against him when you were in Seattle. You guys been talking about that, a little trash talk?
A little trash talking here. We do a lot of trash talking out there, but It's all good, man. It's fun. That's what competing. Like when he's trash talking me, I'm like, man, I can't let Parker beat me because I'm gonna hear gays all in my ear, like really, you know what I'm saying? So oh, that's one of the things we talk about competing and everything. So it's fun out there, like you know what I'm saying. He gets me going.
Byron, one thing that Mike Tannenbaum has said since the trade is that he thinks Byron's going to thrive in Vance Joseph's defense. What sort of bond have you developed with Vance so far? Is he the ideal coordinator for you with your skill set with his philosophy?
And he he works with DBs too, so that's always a good thing. Like you got not just Coach Lou, you got Coach VJ looking at you, you got Durante, so it's a lot of eyes looking at you, looking at your technique and what you need to do better and how to work at it. So it's always better to me when the defensive coordinator is is also a DB coach. But yeah, like I said, he's always in the DB room. He's always working with us too.
Any thoughts on Alomu? He's an interesting guy. You know, was a big star in college, then missed his entire rookie year. Any early thoughts on him?
Who?
Efrae Alomu. Is that right?
Efo?
Evo, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you say his last name.
Isn't it Alomu?
Alomu.
What do you guys think?
He's athletic. That's early thoughts is athletic but it's a long OTAs and a long training camp. So and that'll work itself out.
Byron talked about press a little bit earlier, and using your feet. Can you talk a little bit about landing every punch, or doing what you can to land each punch? What comes with that, as far as getting your hands on the receiver?
Hitting your hand. Oh well, just like I said, it's all with your feet though. Really, hands are that's the extra on the punch. Like that's that helps, but press out with your feet and your eye discipline. So that's what started with press, and you end at the top of the route, eye discipline. That's the quickest way to get out of the league. Quickest way to stay on top is just eye discipline.
Byron, how good is Gase's trash talk game? Did it surprise you when he first started jabbing at you? What are his go-to lines, man? He's a coach.
I mean, that's between me and him, but he's definitely he's getting me going. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't when I'm out there. It's in the back of my head. It really is like, man, I can't let nobody beat me because I'm not gonna hit the end of this. Like it's just so I can't. So that's one of the things that's great though. That's what you need. Iron sharpens iron. So Devontae Parker's making me better. Hopefully, I'm making him better.
Did it surprise you first when you heard the head coach jabbing at you?
Yeah, well, yeah, because usually you would hope the head coaches don't have a side, but he clearly has a side, which is cool.
Byron, you've accomplished a couple things a lot of players would love to in terms of being in Super Bowls and getting a big contract in free agency. What do you look at now as things which you would like to achieve in your NFL career moving forward and be known as?
Honestly, I mean, right now, I just, I want to say, like, wherever spot he went at, he helped the ball team. Wherever he went, he helped them win. And that's, to me, that's the most important thing. That when you lead the game and being known as a winner, is way far more important than any other, self accolades, So, that's the most important thing right now. Like, that's what I want.
Do you think you surprised any of the wide receivers here during camp so far? With your ability to kind of defend the takeoff the way you're able to?
I don't know. I don't know what they thought of my game before this. We played them last year, so I'm pretty sure they watched a good bit of tape, but I don't know what they think of my game, what they thought of my game before I came here, so I couldn't answer that.
Byron, what do you know about Brandon Albert? I mean, have you played against him in the past, and him being healthy, his importance to this team? Can you talk about him a little bit?
No, I don't know much about BA. I met him when I was first coming out, and I noticed he's a good guy. That was about it. He was cool dude, had it off the field, but as far as on the field, I don't know much about him.
There's obvious excitement level, about pressing and being able to put your hands on wide receivers this year. You said you did a little bit of that last year, but what else about this defense are you excited about?
Well, man, it's just obviously it starts up front. So we got quality guys up front, and we got a lot of depth too. So that's what I'm excited about that. That front seven, and just playing with the guys in the secondary too. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things. Like when I think about the defense and I think what we can be. Obviously we got to go and put the work in, and that's it starts out there. But on paper and everything, like I feel very good about it. Like I feel great about it.
How concerned are you about the youth and inexperience that you have at that cornerback?
I mean, it's got to go through. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you got to go through the fire, and then it's that'll make you. And to be honest with you, it's, everybody was young at a point in time, so that's how I like to think about it.